What's up guys, Marco here. Today we're going to be breaking down Kanye West and Dolla Sign's FUK SUMN. Hope you enjoy the video. FUK SUMN is the 10th track on Kanye and Dolla Sign's newest collab album, Vultures Volume 1. It's been a while since I've done the last breakdown of a song from Vultures. I wanted to focus on some other songs for some time, but it was never really out of discussion that I wouldn't do more, purely because this album has so many bangers. Vultures is a very overhated album, and it's been downgraded by the media to a pulp. People complain about the art cover, about the lyrics, about Kanye's political views and shit, and they just overlook how amazing the songs from this album are. For me, this album is probably somewhere in the middle if I were to make a list of Kanye's released albums. I'd say somewhere between a top 7 or top 8 is just fine, and remember, it's purely my opinion. With that being said, I think I've discussed a lot about this album in my previous videos, so let's just move on to the breakdown itself. This song was produced by a handful of talented producers, which made this track sound so unique and made it stand out from the others. Now moving on, once in FL Studio, we're going to be bumping up the BPM of the track from 130 to 142 beats per minute. Now, we're going to get our samples in place. Many people don't know this, but this song actually contains 2 samples. The first one, being the most obvious, because it's also heard in the intro, is called Smoking on a J by Kupstanika. This sample influenced the track a lot, Kanye embracing the funk genre of the sample, implementing it into the track. Now, we're going to take our sample and we're going to send it to an AI splitter, where it's going to split the song into music, vocals, bass, and drums. And we're going to download only the vocals and the drums. And now, moving on to the second sample, where I want to give a huge shout out to Cortisol Crusader. When I first started researching information for this song, I've seen a lot of people on Reddit talk about the string sample heard throughout the song, but there was no actual information on where this sample was from, and this was until I stumbled upon this video. This guy, Cortisol Crusader, does something similar to Tracklib, but for this song, Tracklib hasn't made the video yet, so I gotta give props to Cortisol Crusader. And as you can see right here, the second sample comes from a studio session of sad and dramatic violin music uploaded by Secession Music. This 100-string session was used in a couple of popular movies and series. Top of my head, I'm thinking about Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Lucifer. So it was a really great choice for Kanye and his team to sample this 100-string session. Now, returning to FL Studio, we're going to drag the Smoking on a J samples and we're going to adjust them to match the original song. After we've adjusted the samples, we're going to pitch them up by 2 semitones, after which we're going to send them to the mixer, where we're going to add some parametric EQ2 and some RC20 retro color, after which we're going to create an automation clip for the RC20 retro color, which is going to be present only in the intro. In the end, it should sound something like this.
On the joint with my niggas drinking off at the liquor store, get your yak, then we hit it for the end. Talking on the joint with my niggas drinking off at the liquor store, get your yak, then we hit it for the end.
Moving on, we're going to drag the 100-string sample onto the track and we're going to adjust it to match the original song. Now, we're going to pitch up all of these fragments by 10 semitones, after which we're going to send them to the mixer. Now, for this sample, I've tried my best to bring it as close as possible to the original one. However, in the end, there's still a pretty big difference. But after all, it's my breakdown. I decide what I do with it, so go ahead, sue me. Now, moving on, In the mixer panel, we're going to add some parametric EQ2, fruity flanger, fruity flangus, some fruity chorus, RC20 retro color, and 2 identical gross beat presets to double this tremolo effect without causing a major disturbance in the sound. And now, we're going to create 3 automation clips. One for the RC20 retro color and another 2 for the 2 gross beat presets. In the end, the sample should sound like this. Now that we have the intro in place, let's move on to the drums. This song doesn't actually contain so many presets. However, there are many major changes in the patterns that make this song a bit more complicated, but I'll try my best to explain it as simply as possible. First of all, we're going to add a hi-hat, where we have a simple 2-step pattern. Next, we have a basic kick pattern. Now, we have yet another common snare pattern. Now, moving on to the bass. First of all, we're going to turn down almost everything except the hold, the sustain, and the release. After which, we're going to loop the preset so it can play for a span of multiple beats. After which, we're going to send it to the mixer, where we're going to add this fruity fast distortion VST, and we're also going to add fruity soft clipper to the master. Also, for the pattern itself, we're going to add some slide notes every now and then, and these notes can be added by simply double clicking on the note and selecting this little triangle right here. Anyways, here's the pattern. And now, before showing you what the chorus sounds like, we still need to add 2 more sound effects. And for these sound effects, we're going to take the first and second violin fragments from the intro, we're going to right click on this little arrow, and we're going to select Make Unique. After doing this, for both of them, we're going to hit reverse, and we're going to decrease the pitch from 10 semitones to 7. And now, we're going to adjust them to match the original song. In the end, the chorus should sound something like this. Now, moving on. For this following part, we're going to right click on the hi-hat's volume knob and we're going to create an automation clip. This time, setting the volume to 34%. After this, we're going to add another bass preset. The same as before, with the same settings and the preset also looped, but without the distortion VST. Now moving on, we have another bass pattern, the preset being the same and is also distorted as the first one. And now we're also going to add some strings, the preset being Largo strings found in Triton Extreme. Now, for the interlude, we're going to switch from the reverse string samples back to the original one. For the interlude, we're also going to add 2 new kick presets. The first one is this money stressed kick, and by the way, here's the pattern. I'm not going to play it all the way because it's too long, but you'll hear most of it in the final result. And the second preset is this digits kick. Also, here's the pattern. Now, for the interlude, we also have a new snare preset. Here's the pattern. And once again, for this interlude, we have another bass preset. This time, here are the settings, and also, for this preset, we're not going to loop it. However, we're going to add another distortion VST. Now moving on, for Travis's bridge, we're going to add yet another snare. We're also going to add this drum roll. And we're going to add another bass preset for the bridge, this being the one that is not distorted. And now, for Travis's part itself, we're going to add another hi-hat pattern, the preset name being Famous Hi-Hat. And now, we're going to add yet another bass preset. These are the settings, and we're also going to loop it. And also, we're going to send it to the mixer once more, where we're going to add another distortion VST. We're almost done, only a few more patterns to go through. For this transition from Travis's verse to Dolla Sign's chorus, we have another kick pattern, the preset being the same as the first one. And we also have another snare pattern, preset being the same as for Travis's verse. And now we've entered the final part of this breakdown. We have another hi-hat pattern, preset being once more the famous hi-hat one. We also have another kick pattern. This time we're also using the first kick preset. We also have another snare pattern, again the same one used for Travis's verse. And the final pattern composing this song is another bass, preset being the same as for the first one, same distortion, same everything. Now, before showing you the final result, I would much appreciate if you'd leave a like, subscribe and share to help reach out to more producers and music enthusiasts out there. Without no further ado, here's the final result.
On the joint with my niggas drinking Stop off at the liquor store, get your yak, then we hit it for the end. Talking on the joint with my niggas drinking Stop off at the liquor store, get your yak, then we hit it for the end. Talking.
I'm not even doing a proper outro for this one. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more of these breakdowns, stay tuned, because there's more of them on the way. Until then, see you next time.